Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Kyra. Here on this channel, we love our makeup and we use our makeup, what we have, and we track it. And sometimes I even project pan my makeup. And today's video is all about the palettes that I have used in the last month in my No Pan Left Behind project. So today we have a lot of movement in this project. I have one going out, a couple coming in, as well as some palettes that I've hit No Pan Left Behind on organically in the last month. So let's go ahead and start with the palettes that I hit goal on organically, meaning that either they were No Pan Left Behind from another project, or they just kind of naturally got used up completely. Two of these are new palettes, and I always try to No Pan Left Behind those, right away when I get them. So we'll start there. First of all, I had purchased the Clinique The Best of Black Honey All About All About Shadow palette. This is a beautiful little palette. It's mostly satin shades. This one is a little bit more towards a regular metallic shade, but mostly they're satin. They're very easy to use for every day, which is why I picked up this palette. As well as you would have seen, and I'll link down below, my 3 looks 1 palette with the Urban Decay Original Naked palette relaunch. And this was so easy to not only No Pan Left Behind, but I've reached into this quite a bit more than that over the last month since I've had it. And I love this palette. I'm so glad that I purchased it. And then one that was hit No Pan Left Behind in another project is my ABH Carly Bible palette. I did reach No Pan Left Behind when this was in my project Level Up for level 2. So you'll see I have 2 pans here, and I did use the rest of the shades 2 times. Very happy with that. New pans and another palette checked off for the year. Let us talk about the 2 palettes that are rolling out. Starting with the e.l.f. Pumpkin Pie Bite Size Quad. No, it's crumbling. From e.l.f. Hold please. I know that is an issue with these, and especially where I have pan in this shade. You can see here where it started to crumble. Anyhow, I did use all of these shades. I believe I did just 1 look with this, which was great. So that's going back in my drawer. And then the second palette that I used completely is my Juvia's Place Nubian 3 Coral palette. I love this palette. The only shade I don't love is this red right here. And it's just because I don't like red shadows. And I think next year when I do this project, because I do plan to do it again, I'm gonna excuse myself from using really red eyeshadows. I just don't like using them, and it slows down my progress in this project. Maybe I need to call it Only Red Eyeshadows Left Behind. You let me know what you think. I have 2 staying in for the next month, and then I have 2 more rolling in, and I'll tell you why in a second. The first palette that is staying in for another month is the Flower Beauty Desert Lights palette. And it's so funny, honestly, because this was the palette that I for sure wanted to move out. It's only 6 shades, but alas, I ended up paying more attention to the Juvia's Place palette, and I did get a lot of usage on the next palette that we're going to talk about. But let's talk about what shades are left. I have 3 shades that are left. It is this shade, which is kind of a red, and this shade, which will be no problem, which is why I'm gonna go ahead and roll in another palette for this one, even though it's not complete yet. And then we have my Natasha Denona Bronze palette. This is mostly what I have on my eyes today, which you can probably tell. One of my favorite looks to do with this palette is to use these 2 indigo shades to really smoke things out, and then use the golds or even this copper on the lid and call it a day. Very, very easy to use palette in my opinion. I'm getting so close. I have like a massive dip in this shade, which is really exciting. So let's just talk about the shades that I have not used yet. So I haven't used this matte called Sundown in the first row. And the second row, I have this matte called Ridge. I swear I have at least used Sundown, but I did not mark it, so I will use it again. And then in the bottom row, I have the shades Gloaming and Bliss, this pink one. So Gloaming, which is kind of a darker coppery bronze, and then Bliss, which is kind of a pink with a little bit of green shift to it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 shades left, which is not much, which is why I am going to roll in 2 palettes. And then of course, if I finish all of these palettes before next month, I'll roll some more in, because if there's any hope of me getting through the majority of my palettes, I'm going to have to do that, roll things in between, which I've been doing all year if you've been watching this project of mine. So let's talk about the 2 palettes that I am rolling in. First and foremost, I'm kind of looking through my collection. I kind of go in order. Here's my project panning notebook. You can see I just draw little diagrams for each palette, and then I use different color inks per month, and then I mark X's as I use them. So whether they're officially rolled into the project or it's things like these, like new products, etc., I mark them off using the correct color of ink. I just am kind of looking in order, picking all of these palettes, looking at the ones that I feel like I want to get out of the way during the rest of summer into fall, and then keeping more like cool tones and things like that for the winter to work through those through the end of the year. So 2 palettes that I like for summer into fall, especially like this time right now, is the Natasha Denona Mini Zendo palette. I have not gotten a lot of use on this one, so I'm hoping to connect with it more by using it in this project, and then maybe reach for it more organically in the future. And then the second one is also a smaller palette. It is my M Cosmetics Divine Skies eyeshadow palette, and this is the Magic Hour colorway. And as you can see, these are tones I definitely want to be using during the summer or the fall. This will probably only take me 2 looks to complete, which is also great. So like I said, if I complete these 2 smaller palettes as well as the other 2 that are staying in, I will roll more in and update you on those next month. But for now, that is my video. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing a little peek at my project panning journal. Let me know. I'm kind of thinking ahead, of course. I always am, and I'm obviously not the only one. When I go on Facebook to the Fantastic Ladies Facebook group, we're all already talking about plan to pan for 2025. What is the pan that palette theme going to be, etc. But let me know down below if you'd like me to film a video this year of me setting up my project pan journal, how I do that. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's update. Like I said, lots of movement, lots of fun stuff going on. I don't anticipate any new eyeshadow palettes before the end of the year. I do have one more new palette, which I have not hit no pan left behind on yet. So you'll either see that in an upcoming video or an upcoming update. But with all of that said, I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. And I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful makeup days. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.